And it creates demand for things as well. It helps to grow the economy, and it's not slicing up a pie, it's about growing the pie so that there's more of it available to everybody.
I consider myself Scottish. I just think it's such a magical place. I love the architecture, the people. It's such a great city to be in. There's no place like home. My parents were from Pakistan, came over to this country back in the 60s and 70s with very little skills, and the one thing they were really good at was cooking Indian food, and that's why they opened up their first Indian restaurant. We've kept it simple, we've kept it honest, and we've kept it authentic, and my mother wouldn't have it any other way. We've got a lot of orders here. Spicy onions, chicken tikka meal, 1 naan bread, 1 boiled rice straight away.
Since he took over the family business, Ajmal's expanded it to be one of the largest takeaways in the UK, producing nearly 200,000 meals a year.
The demand is there for our food, and that is why we've got plans to build the 300-seater mega restaurant.
This one's ready as well.
But he just can't find the right local chefs to staff it.
The specific technical chefs are not available in the UK. I have been looking for the past 3 years. That is why I am looking abroad to bring chefs over from India.
Come on, we're stacking up here.
Ajmal hopes that immigration lawyer Darren Stevenson can help make this happen.
In my experience, businesses just need skilled staff. It's not a wages issue, it's not a kind of undercutting the market, it's just simply they can't get the people that they need. Seems to be shortages in certain areas.
How are you doing? I'm very well, how are you?
The government publishes a shortage occupation list for workers it's trying to attract to the UK. And chefs are on it.
The current shortage occupation criteria demands that the role needs 5 years of relevant experience. That's probably not an issue.
Yep.
A minimum salary,
Yep.
in effect, of £30,000. Okay. Now, the tricky thing is that whilst I know that your restaurant offers, you know, a high level of cuisine and sort of professionalism,
Yep.
they exclude from consideration any restaurant which offers a takeaway service.
Yep.
So is it still the case that you offer takeaway service?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Can you stop takeaway?
Yeah, I can stop takeaway, that's no problem. 50 people would lose their job straight away. It's 90% of my business at the moment. These rules just, to me, seem insane.
The rule is very clear that you should not offer a takeaway service. And there's no bending of that rule. If you offer a takeaway, you're barred and you would not get a skilled chef.
Sometimes people have talked about separating businesses. So you have the restaurant and you have takeaway. The kitchens have to be different. It has to be a different operation, effectively.
I don't want to go down that route. I need 2 to 3 chefs. And if I get those chefs, I can create 50 to 80 local jobs. The government, they've shackled me. They're not permitting me to grow my business.
What is it in a technical sense that means that you couldn't train up? I mean, you're a chef, you're a very accomplished chef. Yeah. Why can't you train people?
You can't just train a local 19-year-old and put him in the place of Ronaldo. It doesn't work like that. It's exactly the same for food.
The system in general has become extremely burdensome for employers, at times outrageously restrictive to the point of absurdity.
Well, I think the best that we can do and what we can prepare is a very sort of detailed submission which addresses all the points and any other points that we think of.
Okay.
And we make the case as best we can.
That's all I'm looking for. A basic level of common sense. We know that if we put in a traditional application, it will be rejected. So this is almost a final act of desperation. We are pleading with the Home Office to grant us these visas for these 3 chefs to come over.
Immigration is always going to be a complex issue to deal with. You've got the country which needs to protect its national interest, safeguard the resources that
I think the Home Secretary is on the right lines. We need to identify, both from the European Union and outside, those immigrants that we need and should welcome.
What we're seeing in the proposals under the new white paper for the immigration system is we will protect people who earn lower incomes from foreign workers. We're saying lower paid jobs for British workers, higher paid jobs for talent from abroad. And that's a really weird way to think about economic policy, leave alone immigration policy.
In Glasgow, Ajmal is at loggerheads with the Home Office. He wants to bring over Indian chefs to staff a new restaurant.
There was a building here that I've demolished. We have developed the plans, the food concept, the restaurant concept, the design is finalised. Everything is good to go. We have spent a lot of time on this.
For now, Ajmal's had to put his plans on hold.
The only thing holding me back is having the Indian chefs.
Although they're on the shortage of occupation list for workers the UK wants to attract, Ajmal's not allowed to bring in chefs from India because he offers takeaway.
The takeaway sector has grown from 6 billion a few years ago to now worth £10 billion. And the government are saying that's all low quality food and you don't need any skill.
Buffet starter, lamb roast Indian chicken tikka chasney, garlic naan, sweet naan.
Darren has news of a possible amendment to the rules that could work in Ajmal's favour.
The Home Office proposes changes to the immigration system which may be advantageous for restaurants who want to engage chefs.
Okay.
Fundamentally, a review may include a review of whether the takeaway clause is still working or whether the way we'll determine whether a chef is going to be skilled enough is wrong.
What are my chances of bringing chefs over from India? Have they increased or decreased?
You're in a better position than you were when we last spoke. Mm-hmm. Now we have an official review of the system that you labour under.
Okay.
And that's got to be positive.
Yeah, okay. The dialogue is heading in the right direction, but there's nothing concrete for me. I still cannot make a commercial judgment. I am still in a state of limbo, and that is very frustrating.
Yeah, no, I can completely understand that. And you're right, all of this is aspirations. It's at least an opportunity for us to give our reasons why we think the takeaway clause should be reviewed or revisited.
Well, thanks very much, Darren.
No problem. I get a free curry and a beer now.
Although it's still very frustrating for me, things seem to be heading in the right direction, so all we can do is sit tight and wait. At least now there is a little glimmer of hope.
It's 6 weeks since Valeria submitted her visa application, but Anne still.
Oh, don't you worry. I was going to say, -52's one bargain under the pass.